So looking at question 3 now, the diagram shows the graph of h of x, and so we've got a cubic graph there. We're told that we have the coordinate A of minus 4, 3, which is the turning point, C, 0, minus 5, where it crosses the y-axis, and B, we've got 2, minus 6, which is another turning point. So we want to sketch the graph of y is equal to the modulus of f of x. Now, what happens here is we've got the modulus on the outside of the bracket, so this is going to affect the y-coordinates and the y-coordinates only. So what it's going to mean is that we don't have any negative y values. So looking at our original points, minus 4, 3 is not going to be affected because the y is already positive. The b value of 2 minus 6 is going to become 2, 6 because the negative disappears. And the c value of 0 minus 5 becomes c, 0, 5 because the minus 5 has to turn positive. So what this is going to mean is that any parts that were previously above the axis are still exactly the same above the axis. So we've got those bits there. However, the bit to the left here is going to get reflected up, and this part here is going to get reflected up as well. So look, I'll try and draw that slightly nicer. That's a bit better there. And so we've got the point here A, we've got the point here B, and we've got the point here C. Now looking at part B, we've got the modulus again, but this time the modulus is inside the bracket, so it's going to affect the x coordinates. So what this means is that any negative x's get put in and get turned positive automatically. So what we're going to have is we've got our A, B and C values. Now for B and C, B 2 minus 6, nothing's going to change there because the x is already positive. C 0 minus 5, nothing's going to change there because the x is positive. However, the A is going to completely change. Now we don't know what the corresponding value of A is when A is positive 4, so we can't actually put a coordinate in like that. But when we're sketching these graphs, what we do is we sketch the positive part of it, so the part of the graph for the positive x. So that's going to look like this. We've got the point C there and we've got the point B there, and then we reflect it in the y-axis. So it's going to look like that. And then this point here is going to be minus 2, minus 6, so the mirror image of B. Finally, we've got y is equal to 2 of f of x add 3. Now we've got two different transformations here. We've got one inside the brackets and one outside the brackets. So if we look at our original A coordinate, that was minus 4, 3. And so we've got the 2 outside the brackets that affects y and has to double everything. We've got the plus 3 inside the brackets, which affects x and does the opposite. So if we look at the x coordinate, it was minus 4. We're going to have to take 3 off that. So it's now going to become minus 7. And the y coordinate was 3, and that's doubled to make 6. The b coordinate was 2 minus 6, so we're going to have to take 3 off that, and that's going to become minus 1. It was minus 6, it gets doubled to make minus 12. C was 0 minus 5, we're going to take 3 off that, and it's going to become minus 3. And then minus 5 gets doubled to make minus 10. So looking at these 3 points, we know that the shape of the curve is still going to be the same. And so we can say that we've got minus 7 plus 6, so we've got a point up here. We've got minus 1, minus 12, so we've got a point down here, and we've got minus 3, minus 10, which is just before it. So our graph's going to look something like this, with the values A, B, and C.